We'll do it live, baby. And we are live here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. This is Steve right here. This guy right here. Steve. This is the guy. The guy that's cross-promoting tonight. Just Too Sweet show. A beautiful, lovely shirt that arrived here yesterday. Excellent stuff. Timmy, thank you very much to the Just Too Sweet show. There's Timmy right here. What's going on, man?
So baby,
say, baby.
What's going on? I'm ready to go. Let's talk some football. Let's bash some teams and see what happens.
Do we have some teams to bash from last week and this coming week? Dave, it's been a couple of weeks. What's going on, man? How are you enjoying the season so far? Without getting into any spoilers on what we're going to talk about, but how you been enjoying the season so far?
Well, not enjoying, our New York Football Giants season so much, but definitely enjoying, I mean, we'll say it a little bit later on what the standings are in the PCP Pro Football Pick'em.
That's it. That's exactly right. And so let's start real quick right there. Why don't we? And listen, Dave has been running it so far this year. That's
for a change.
It's a little bit different. This actually it's been a week, so this is actually getting shared out on the wrong Facebook page. But we're gonna I'm gonna get this shared out to football pages. Don't worry, this is going out live on the Put in the Book show. Losing my mind this week. All right, football.
Okay.
So
Dave
finished.
You had a turnover like Daniel Jones there.
Jeez, and of course we'll get there, unfortunately, on this show. Terzio says hi, Tim. Terzio and I were just going at it about some Met stuff, but Dave goes 10-4 this past week. Keith, Ed also go 10-4. The majority of us went 9-5, and then you got Kyle 8-6, Eric 7-7. Again, only 14 games last week, and then for the year, Dave in first place at 63-31. A couple games up on Rodriguez and his partner from the Four Quarter Show, Align. Bert and Tim are 3 games out. I'm 4 games out.
I'm creeping.
And then,
creeping.
Yeah, very little bit of time. This is going to be a really interesting week because there are only 13 games this week, and which means you got the Thursday night game, you got the Sunday night game, and then you get the Monday night game. So you only get 10 games in that 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock window. There are no
that
amazing, outstanding London
like
games.
3 games.
Yeah, right.
And real quick though, Dave, I don't know if you were well aware because you've been very busy with your new job. I am currently on the streak of all streaks. I just want you to know that.
What's the streak?
I have been on every single show on this network for 3 straight weeks. I have not.
It's been
missed
great.
The show. Even if I've popped on for 2 minutes, I am on the streak of streaks, and I'm not going to let it end anytime soon. I'm not going to let it end.
You're taking. Since I've been gone, you've taken my mantle, so I love it.
And I'm trying to go 56 to beat DiMaggio. 57. I want to do 57. Just to say, me and DiMaggio have the streaks. That's all I want to try to do.
What's the tally at right now?
This is double digits for me, baby. 10.
Whew. Double digits.
Yeah, and he's just been knocking them out, and there are some, he has extended stays where he's, the durability is there, and he's feeling fresh. The legs are, he just hit the gym, and then there's a couple of them, 2-3 minutes, and it's like Reyes button for a base hit to win the batting title.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna keep going.
What I think is helping you out a lot though is that luckily the one of the pages that we're streaming on, they're not having any shows.
Well, they did a show yesterday.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday. And I popped on. I got to do it. I got to keep it alive.
Listen, but Timmy knows that when it comes to Mets baseball and the Mets show, he is our favorite Yankee fan. There's never any digging or this and that, and I've never heard Tim has never said the number 27 to me. or 28 or whatever it's at.
Well, I feel like we have to say that to you.
You can't.
Yeah,
dig.
You just say this past decade.
But you can't dig when your team sucks too. You can't.
It was definitely a rough season for both of us. All right, so 10 games on that meat and potatoes part of the slot on Sunday. Before we get to some of those things, yes, I know, Producer Joe, we've been through it. Yes, I did. It's going live out onto other football pages as we speak. But thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that.
All the Mets fans are gonna pop on and go, "What the fuck is this?
What the hell's going on?
Who are these two
All right.
guys?"
So here's a little bit of news first, before we get into what happened last week, what's going to happen, this coming week. Trade deadline. Trade deadline is the 2nd of November, so a couple days after Halloween, right? And here we go, more Deshaun Watson talk, and it is with the Miami Dolphins. And I still don't get it. I don't understand, and they're asking for this at least 3 first-round picks. None of that stuff has changed. He would have to waive his no-trade clause, which I'm sure he would be willing to get the hell out of there. And so the Dolphins are still in this thing. They're 1-5. They're coming off a loss to the Jags over in London, and so looking to potentially just mortgage the future for somebody with 20 whatever counts of sexual misconduct. We've talked about this on the show so far this year, but now it's coming back up again as the trade deadline gets closer. Why the hell would any team, unless tomorrow all charges get dropped, but if any team is out there looking to give up 3 first-round picks for this guy, I have no idea what's going on, and that GM probably shouldn't have a job. Dave, what do you think? Are you down here that smells and reeks of desperation? We've been talking about this for weeks. They got Tua. They could have gotten Herbert. Now they want Watson. What the hell is going on down here?
No, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, I'm not doing this trade. Not at all. Unless, like you said, something happens where he's going to get released of all these allegations. Because if you give up, because I think he said that he would waive his no-trade clause to come to Miami. But they're asking for, I think, like 3 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders. That's way too much for a guy that right now, we don't know if he's going to even play. So to me, it would make no sense for the Miami Dolphins to just throw away their future. Even though we know that they're not great at drafting, still, I would rather take that chance on, a Tua or Teddy again or Ryan Tannehill again than a guy who you're going to give up all these picks for and might not even suit up because he can't.
So Terzio says, Terzio's a Jets fan. Do the deal. See, the Jets fans are rooting for the deal to happen. He also says, innocent until proven guilty. That's what my ex-wife always says. Yeah, that's true. That's a nice little nugget. Timmy, any thoughts to the counter of this? Like, why would that happen?
Get one case dismissed, then start talking. Out of the 27. Get rid of one, and then all right, maybe that one is no good. Maybe no more are no good. Then you can open discussions. To sacrifice your entire team's future for a guy who could be in prison in a year is absolutely stupid.
For a long time.
Are not that stupid. Well, then again, he's an athlete. He may not do jail time. He just may be shunned from the league and blah, blah, blah. But why would you even consider making that deal? First of all, I wouldn't give him 3 number 1s and 2 number 2s without the charges. That's just too much. I'm sorry, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not Joe Montana or in his prime or anything like that. I'm not giving anybody 3 number 1s for anybody, let alone Deshaun Watson. So sorry, it's a stupid deal. Stupid to even think about it.
So Joe says give them a Merino jersey and a bag of balls, just as long as they realize that the Merino jersey does not come with a ring.
This is all because they lost to Jacksonville. This is all because they lost to Jacksonville. Now, oh my God, we lost to Jacksonville. We better do something desperate.
But I think that's so silly because they didn't have their 2 cornerbacks. Their 2 overpaid cornerbacks they didn't have. So they were already going in shorthanded. So everyone's saying, oh, like that's a big thing. Like, come on, your 2 key pieces on that defense you did not have. Like, I don't blame them for losing.
Yeah, but would you make that deal?
It's just embarrassing.
No.
to lose to a team that has lost 20 straight games, that's rough. Injuries aside, I mean, the Titans lost to the Jets without their two top wide receivers, and then we know what happened a couple days ago, and we'll get to that. But all right, so that's the latest on Deshaun Watson. There's even talks that this could happen this week, within days. And now, if the Dolphins get Deshaun Watson, what happens to Tua? The latest rumors around Tua is the Washington football team. And so
now that makes sense.
Teams are not learning lessons out there.
That makes sense. I'm sorry, but it does.
It does. When you just look at the headline, Washington football team has been known to do these weird things with Dwayne Haskins and RG3 and just running them in the ground or trading to Pittsburgh. But Tua would, if he does get traded to Washington, I mean, he instantly goes in there as the. I think they're all done with this Taylor Heineke thing, that he couldn't even do anything against the Chiefs, really, and his biggest moment was the game in the playoffs last year against Tampa. So Washington's been desperate for a quarterback for how many years? The Dolphins have been desperate for a quarterback for how many years? So this is just like the quarterback carousel, it feels like to me. Dave, any input on this? What?
No, I agree with you.
The Dolphins are this is sour grapes, right? This is buyer's remorse.
Pretty much. Just mistakes
no
on
return
mistakes
policy.
from years. Exactly. But I Tua to the football team. I don't know. Why is Cam Newton still not on a team?
Well, okay, so there was a little bit of talk about that today with Seattle, and so he gets cut by New England, right? And they ask if this has anything to do with the vaccine. Bill Belichick says no, but everybody else is saying to the contrary, and that's really why he hadn't been signed. But he is now vaccinated. I guess he said I'm looking for a job long enough, and it's the time frame, right? So if you're unvaccinated, we talked about this week 1. If you're unvaccinated, you get exposed, then you're out for 5 days. Done. That's it. And for a backup quarterback, teams are not willing to risk that because they're there to be there just in case that first quarter, your QB1 gets injured, and if you can't go in there to play on Sunday, then you got a Denver Broncos situation from last year, and nobody wants that, right?
Nope.
One more little bit of tidbit of news here. So, and it's not really news; it's just a quote from Tom Brady, and that was with regards to Rodgers saying that he owns the Bears. I guess he was on Instagram or doing an interview. He says this, and I quote, "I wanted to say congrats to Aaron Rodgers," Brady said before discussing film of the Bears and the Packers. "Obviously, I know he's a great quarterback, but I guess he's now a shareholder of the Bears. I saw a clip of him really enthusiastically telling the crowd how happy he is to own Soldier Field, and that's really great stuff. He owns the Bucs now, part owner of Soldier Field, so he's got a great career beyond football." Then he was asked, he said, can he lay claim to upstate New York, where this is Brady, where he's gone 32-3 against the Bills. Brady laughed it off and said, not yet. Then they moved on to the Jets. He says, oh, no, I'll just take the color green. I don't need the Jets. I'll just own the color green. I think that's better than owning the Jets. So Brady, a little dig into the Jets, a little bit of fun there. And Raul.
Speaking of which, could you pop up Terzio there for a second?
This one?
Yeah. Just read that real quick, and let me know if you find anything wrong with this comment.
New England finally coming down to the plant. Dolphins getting Watson, so that makes 2 teams on the decline. So leaves us and the Jets.
Really, Frank? The Jets and the Bills get out. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, Frank.
Producer Joe's right here. Brady P sitting down, absolutely 1,000%. And
it's just really hard to hold his thing with so many rings on his hand, so that's why he picks him down.
Oh, get out of here! it weighs it down. Listen, for you guys out there watching, whether it be on Facebook, on Put in the Book Show, or YouTube or Twitter or anything like that. I don't know if this works on Twitter, but I'm gonna pop the link in there in the chat. When we get to the point of where we're gonna do our picks this week, if any of you brave souls out there would like to join us, you don't have to come on video. You can do it just through audio. Join us for our pick segment. And if this week you beat the person who is in first place coming into this week, Dave.
An incentive. I like it.
If you beat Dave, you will win a Lamar Jackson Funko Pop.
Oh. I'm going to beat Dave this week.
So wait,
fans only. Fans only.
I was gonna say, so if I win,
fans only.
So if I win, I don't get the Lamar Jackson Funko Pop.
Maybe you have to win a couple of weeks in a row to get that.
I don't know.
Stack the odds a little bit. You know, you're the expert here. This is this is our show, our ESPN show here. So
You're right. What I think we should do is definitely, end of the season. I know we have the number one spot, but I feel like whoever's last, should do like a league sort of thing, like a punishment.
Well, I would like you to discuss that with the host of the A to Z program, because
that might cause a rift between you guys.
So and that'll make for a nice 30 for 30 in a few years.
Well, how about all right? If
what happened to the A to Z
Eric,
program?
If you win, Dave. If you win and Eric's last, you should swap roles for the one A to Z show. It should be,
Yes.
It should be the Dave show, the Mellow show, and he has to produce you.
That means all searches are going to be done through Yahoo or Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh man.
All right. So let's get to what happened last week in the NFL. Lot of fun matchups. A lot of weird things happen. I'll talk about the game that cost me money this week. Seems to happen every week.
Was it Monday night?
But don't get me started on that. We're gonna get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm sure we've all got something to say.
We talked so much shit last week about Vegas and how stupid they are. They shoved it right up our asses this week.
Man, oh man, that's what happens here. If you lost your mortgage payment for this month, don't blame us. All right, but the Bucks took care of business against the Eagles. The final score was a lot closer than what it seemed to be, and I don't know. I don't know if that team is going to continue forward. There's a lot of conversation going on behind the scenes about that quarterback, and it's amazing how teams in this league will say there's a potential for a quarterback change 5 games or 6 games into somebody's career, or even a year into somebody, unless it's that ridiculous. But that's a potential, and they are the ones who have Minshew mania. I would say that the Steelers should have gotten him, but they do have Minshew mania, and I don't know if it's something that they're looking to go towards anytime soon, but certainly discussions about it. Either one of you two fine-looking gents watch any bit of the Dolphins-Jags game from London?
I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, I was actually up, surprisingly.
I forgot they were playing until I noticed I had Waddle on the bench. Thanks.
Well, and then that concludes at least for now us sending our elite talent over to London to showcase that kind of stuff. Chiefs and football team. The Chiefs were down 13-10 at some point in this game, and then they just kind of turned it on. And anything you guys want to point out in this game? If Heineke can't do it against the Chiefs.
I mean, are we going to talk about the bigger story of this whole football game?
What do you want to say?
Off the field stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
No, I'm just saying. I want to see what you guys think about.
I had my rant last week, Dave. My rant last week was enough with the Chiefs already. Stop being afraid. Stop considering them to be this elite team. They're not. They're done. They're a good team.
I wouldn't say they're
they can make a run, but you can't. No, but they're not those guys you look at the schedule and be like, it's the Chiefs. Oh no, they're not them no more. So
definitely not.
We got to stop talking about them like they are.
No, I agree with you there. I don't think they're that team that they were for the last 2 years, 3 years. But what I'm mentioning is, the quarterback from the team, Mr. Mahomey, his brother doing a TikTok dancing on Sean Taylor's number that was roped off.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, I didn't even see that, and that's
Th-
horrible.
I I heard. Yeah, I did. First of all, the whole thing was jacked up because the only reason that they did this whole Sean Taylor thing was to cover up emails. I mean, it was the most poorly. I mean, he's a dick for doing it. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Has Patrick said anything?
I know he didn't say. I don't think he said anything about this. I know he said about previously when I think they were playing the Ravens or something like that, and he was dumping water on like Ravens fans or things like something like that. To that extent,
Also,
he came out.
he's pure class. This guy.
Yeah, this is not the first offense.
He's good. He's good people.
He'll fit in right with the Philadelphia fans.
Ban him. Ban him from the NFL stadiums now and get it over with. He's a piece of garbage if he's doing that stuff. It's like your brother's successful, so you think your shit don't stink? Come on, give me a break.
Or you're not getting into trouble because you got connections. Rams and Giants was just a mess out. Well, it's the first time ever two teams have combined for 49 points. That's the takeaway from this game. That's
History,
the takeaway.
baby.
I mean, it was just rough. We talked about this last week. Daniel Jones, probably not a good idea to have him out there. Coming off that nasty looking concussion. I know that he cleared concussion protocol, but geez, the Rams are probably not the team to bring him back to. He was probably seeing double out there, and then you don't have Saquon, injuries.
He
Tony
was colorblind.
Tony goes out
there.
Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying. And then we'll talk about this obviously tomorrow on the Giant show. But why is he in there the entirety of the game? The man just literally could not walk after standing up last week. And I get the whole tough talk of man up and show me what you got. But gee, come on, man. We've seen all this stuff going on with these concussions. Dave, what do you think? Should he have been out there till the final?
Definitely not to the end. Being that they gave up 28 points in the second quarter, and then the third quarter came out and he still was bad. I think take him out, especially that the Giants are just not getting a break with these injuries. The last 2 weeks have been so rough, and it was like again this week we have just guys going out every single day, and it's ridiculous. At that point, I'd be like, you know what? Let's not hurt Daniel Jones. Let's sit him down. We're down by 30. Putting Glennon in there, see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, who cares at that point? What you could do? Just don't get your. I mean, Jones has been one of the bright spots on this team so far this year, minus last week's game.
Not anymore. They already turned on him this week. They already turned on him.
I know, but I was listening to Boomer this morning, and he said I almost got annoyed. He said, "I have seen enough of Daniel Jones," and then he paused and he says, "to know that he can do it in the NFL." That little pause there, I was like, "Oh, really? It's just straight up. Even the media is just going to turn on him like that, and it's not the right thing to do." But in sports, we've seen just fall guys, right? So even if this is not the year to do it, because Daniel Jones might have a nice completion of the season. So this might not be the year to really come down hard on him, but it might be the season that breaks it. For reasons
like Dave said, considering the injuries, he shouldn't be out there. I mean, everyone else's injuries too. And look at Tony. When we said he could break ankles, we literally meant he broke an ankle.
Almost broke his ankle.
It's like, and he broke it on a great move. What a great move that was. And then he's out for the rest of the game. And you know what the stat? We'll talk about this more tomorrow, Jim. I'm going to go a little crazy. In the third quarter, he was still the leading receiver with 36 yards.
Yep.
In the third, and he was out
those 3
since
catches.
the first quarter. Still the leading receiver in the third quarter. But that tells you about the Giants' high potent passing offense.
That's because mainly it was because Mr. Jones couldn't keep the ball and
I will never defend a bad game. The guy had a bad game. Yeah. Not going to defend that.
But it's like we said, why was he out there for so much longer to just continue having that bad game? Like
Yeah.
Come on, you guys are up by 30. That's it. That's it. Let him go. Let him go sit down. He's obviously need some rest.
It's like one of those punishment games. Like, hey, you threw three. If you throw
Yeah.
five, we're going to keep you out there. You throw six, we're going to leave you out there for the record. We're going to pull the guy. Pull him.
It was definitely rough to watch. Definitely rough to watch.
My biggest fear with Daniel Jones is that he ends up doing a Ryan Tannehill to us, where he goes somewhere
No
else
doubt.
and just boom takes that team to be a contender at least.
And I mean, he's shown that with a good offensive line, he has the time. Remember that the aerial view where somebody thought that it was a Photoshop when Daniel Jones had so much time to throw the ball, but this was not the game. This was not the team to have him out there for the entirety of the game again, especially with the game out of reach. All right, Colts and Texans in a blowout there. Nothing really to talk about there. Bengals beat the Lions. Nothing different there. They're 4-2, but they had that game against the Packers that they lost in overtime with 17 missed field goals, and then they have another 3-point loss to the Bears. So they are if you want to say 8 points away from being 6-0. This is a weird to is one of those teams that are weird to talk about when they're good for some reason. I don't know. Them and the Browns.
Raul, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Raul. Raul, we'll talk about that
Joe
tomorrow.
Judge. Yeah. We will definitely hit on that tomorrow. Like the teacher from Peanuts. Wah, wah, wah. Speaking of, the Packers and the Bears, the two teams that the Bengals lost to. Packers take care of the Bears, and we all know the "I own you" rant that Mr. Rogers went on. Some of the other teams out there that have been owned. Tom Brady owns Buffalo, 35 games, 70 touchdowns, 25 interceptions, almost 9,000 passing yards in that one. Ben Roethlisberger.
He gets out when
Dave.
they're good now. He gets out when they're good.
Tom Brady has a Hall of Fame career just in Buffalo.
Yeah. He's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, they're getting good. I better get out of here.
I don't want to deal with that shit.
They're gonna hurt me. I better run to Tampa.
Big Ben, 28 games against the Browns, 7,000 yards passing, 45 touchdowns in that rivalry against a mostly bad team, which is what Brady mostly faced against Buffalo. Derrick Henry against Jacksonville, 11 games. Derrick Henry with almost 1,200 rushing yards in 11 games, 14 touchdowns. So the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Derrick Henry. T.Y. Hilton makes the list against the Texans in 19 games, 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns. And then from a defensive perspective, Aaron Donald owns the Seattle Seahawks, fellas. Owns them. In 15 games, got 14 sacks and 40 hits on the quarterback.
Wow.
22 tackles for a loss in 15 games.
40. Jesus, no one can stop that.
He has
man.
Russell Wilson running for his life back there.
Well, seeing him last week was scary enough. Nothing was stopping him. Two guys, one guy, nothing.
There's no
It was
stopping
insane.
him.
Nope.
And then, missing a
that's why
piece of
we,
our
you know,
offensive line.
Let's keep our concussed quarterback out there against Aaron Donald. Way to go,
All right,
guys.
and then the last one is Cameron Jordan for the Saints against the Falcons in 20 games, similar, 21 sacks, 67 tackles in 20 games, 23 tackles for a loss, and 37 quarterback hits. So there's some player owners of NFL franchises. Biggest surprise for me of the week, maybe, up to this point, was the Ravens just owning the Chargers. Who's your MVP of the league so far, Timmy? Who you got as
Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's doing it all, man. He's doing it all without. We talk about this too against Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson will make mistakes. Kyler Murray is just not making any mistakes. He's just not doing it.
Sure.
So as of right now, Kyler Murray is my MVP all the way.
Dave?
Yeah, I agree with Timmy there. The record speaks for itself. His numbers speak. Like That man, what I mean, I didn't expect that from them. No, I can't. No one could tell me that. No, in 6 games, everyone thought that they were going to be in first place in that division. There's no way.
No, everybody had them in last place in a very strong division. I think I had all 4 teams making the playoffs from the NFC West. But I've been high on Arizona since I was high on them last year, but then this guy got hurt, and this year it's just a complete team. They just got Zach Ertz, so it's like, geez, how many more offensive weapons? And the defense is playing well.
They only got richer.
Yep.
All right, Vikings and Panthers, couple of weird teams. Both of them are 3-3. Giants will see the Panthers this coming week, but this guy is like turning closer and closer to going back to his Jets days, and I think that's Terzio's fault. Cardinals and the Browns. Browns have no running backs in the game. The quarterback gets hurt again. All of those guys are out tomorrow as we get into our picks for this coming week. But the Cardinals just handle the Browns 37-14. The Browns fall to 3-3. Is there a problem? I don't know. Is this a correct way to say this? Is there a problem in Yeast Town, Mello?
Too much noise is being made about the yeast right now. That's what it is. You guys got to calm down, let it slowly build up. All this noise is just unnecessary. They've been plagued also by the injury bug. Shoot, man.
For
you
sure.
lose Juice, then you lose Chubbs, now you lose Kareem Hunt. Oh, you didn't have Beckham for the first couple games either.
Yep.
And now you lose your
and
star quarterback.
That's another name to look at to pay attention to as the trade deadline approaches is Beckham. And then that trade deadline just a little bit over a week away now. Holy crap, it's about to be November, guys. Terzio says keep dumping on the Jets, but the Jets will have more wins than the Giants. Listen, if the Jets have 4 wins and the Giants have 3, I guess you want to
That's like
take
being the
solace in
smart.
that.
That's like being the smartest dumb kid. Who cares?
Yes.
Who cares?
Speaking of the smartest dumb kids, the Cowboys took care of business in Foxborough in a game that was a hell of a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. CeeDee Lamb with the game-winning touchdown in overtime, but Dak gets hurt on that final play and hurts his calf. He was seen in a boot afterwards, which is it's I forget what they said. The doctor on
Preemptive.
on the fantasy football podcast, Defania Bell, that's her name. But she thought it was just preventative because the boot gives you that lift. But she didn't think that if the Cowboys weren't on a bye week this week, that he would play. So that's a good indication there.
That game was probably the game of the week, I think.
It was a lot of back and forth, Belichick, and can the Cowboys finally beat the Patriots?
I honestly was. I picked it's not the same. I had picked the Cowboys, but I look, it was like, bro, I just would love for them to lose. I wouldn't. It doesn't matter if I get the loss there, just lose to these idiots.
I was the same way. Sometimes you just take a loss. Sometimes you're happy with that loss. You're like, all right, fuck it, I lost that one, but all right.
Yeah.
At least they lost.
The Raiders playing inspired football, I guess. Went into Denver and beat the fraudulent Broncos, who
He's poking the bear, boss.
Don't look
He's
there.
Poking the bear.
Don't look there. What is it?
He's poking the bear. He's poking the bear.
Daniel Boone. Would you stop it, Terzio? Let's talk football.
One has nothing to do with the other.
I don't really want to talk either one with my professional team. The Knicks are on. Basketball started.
3 years.
Woo.
Yeah, so
I think it's 5-5. I think it's 5-5. Seahawks and the Steelers. It wasn't the same type of game as we might have gotten had everybody been healthy, but the Steelers eked this one out. They're 3-3. The Seahawks now 2-4. Russell Wilson out for another few weeks. What did you guys make of him pretending to play football out on the field before the game? Everybody's so weird, man. He was kneeling down as if he was in the huddle. He was calling a play out, breaking the huddle. getting in motion, calling the play at the audibles and this and that. Omaha. What do you make about that? Is it just he misses the game? He doesn't want to I don't know.
Maybe he's concussed and he thinks he's in the game.
Maybe.
Like, listen, just let Russell run on the sideline
weird.
and join the game. Leave him alone. Just let him do his thing.
Maybe he's trying to show, since he had all that offseason like hate about how he didn't want to be in Seattle and played there and wanted to be traded, that he's like, okay, I still want to be here. I still want to play. What I found weird was him going out for the coin toss for overtime. I think they said it. They're like, has a player on the injured list ever come out for the coin toss?
Is it allowed to happen?
It was so weird.
Yeah, weird stuff this week. And finally, Monday night, Bills and Titans. I had a 3-team parlay in which I don't even know how I got this lucky, but I had the Packers, I had the Chiefs, and I had the Bills. And when I teased them with the 6 points, I basically got all of them even odds to just win. Buffalo, Green Bay, and the Chiefs. Just win. That's all I needed. I didn't need to cover a spread. I didn't need to cover this. I didn't need to cover that. I even had I was not even concerned in the least. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. I was not concerned. Buffalo's winning this game. They're the smarter team. They're going to do what needs to be done. Kick the field goal. Go to overtime. I had, not even that, I had Stephon Diggs, who just needed 22 more yards for me to win my fantasy game. And guess what? No. Emmanuel Sanders for 30. This guy for that. And then you kick the ball. Your offense is going to win the game for you. What was it like? What was it like, Timmy, in that household?
It was a lot of chair moving as far as like you're in my spot. That's the good luck spot. A lot of that stuff. I'm not going to lie. I actually kind of passed out during the second half, but I did wake up for the ending. I was trying to get shocked. I really was shocked. We talked a lot of shit last week. How Vegas is stupid because they only 4-point spread and there's no way they're going to only win by 4. And I told you, those sneaky bastards out in Vegas know something that we don't.
They know. Mm-hmm.
They just know. I just think it was a bad game. And maybe this is just Tennessee finally showing that maybe they really are the contender that we all thought they were in the beginning of the year. This, by the way, has nothing to do with the jinx. Everybody picked Buffalo.
Yeah.
Everyone picked Buffalo. I'm not taking
responsibility. This is jinx free.
This is jinx free. Because nobody picked Tennessee, really. I don't think anybody picked them.
Did it?
Right on, Raul. Also, I had money on the line. The selfish assholes. Dave, I'm sorry. You were going to say something?
Oh, no, I wasn't sure. That we all really picked
No, who? I'm sure there was. I'm sure you picked.
I bet it was Eric.
No,
I bet Eric.
Everybody picked Buffalo. Every single one of us picked Buffalo,
Yep.
and we all lost.
Yeah, I don't understand that play call. Like, you're not. I don't even think.
Sorry, Terzio.
The Bills. I'm not the Bills. The Patriots with Tom Brady would run that play. Like, go to overtime. Trust your quarterback to win the game. Your quarterback and your defense. Your defense is the number 1 defense in the league. Trust them.
It was a bad call. Real bad call.
What are we doing here? Everybody's getting too cute. That's what it is. Teams around here. How about I get it with the Lions though. Lions are going for it on their own 20-yard line. It's like 4th and 12, and they're going for it. It's like Madden.
The Lions shouldn't punt the rest of the year. Just go for it.
Right?
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
You're not going nowhere. Who cares? Go out there and have fun. Throw some stupid fake plays out there. Just have fun with them. But yeah, other teams win. You got to win these games right now. Kick the fucking easy field goal. Doesn't make any sense.
It's really irritating. Really irritating. All right. Buy-Mageddon is this week. Buy-Mageddon is upon us. Steelers, Buffalo, Chargers, Jags, Vikings, Cowboys.
Or as I see it. Want to know how I see it? Claypool. Half my Bills
right.
guys. I got Jefferson. I got Lamb. All my guys are out this week.
It's so rough. It is rough. If you're not impacted by this, I don't know. I don't know how you drafted. You drafted around this, but I do remember when I was going through our fantasy football drafts, because that's one of the things that you see right next to it is what week is their bye, and I saw a shit ton of sevens, and I'm like, wow, that's going to be a rough week. You know, there are going to be teams out there fantasy wise that are like 6-0, and this is the reason why they have all these guys from these teams. You know, Eckler and Diggs and Thielen and Jefferson, all these guys, and it's just ain't happening this week. So
I think I'm just going to drop my kicker and go kickerless and pick up somebody. I might be dropping.
I'm thinking about that on defense.
I might drop the kicker in my defense just to add 2 receivers to my stupid team. Hopefully, I can win that way.
I've done that, but I've done the defense before because you get to a point where you're looking at who's available. Your team is on a bye, and you're like, I'm just gonna leave it at that, so I don't get any negative points.
Yeah,
because that's what happens.
Better than negative.
Right. All right. So, if you guys out there, if you want to chime in with some fantasy stuff, by all means. But you know, with the week looking as skeleton crew as it is, there are different guys going to be in the top 10, top 20, top 30 for fantasy as far as running back and wide receiver is concerned. Like you have Darrell Henderson at ranked coming in this week at number 3 as far as running backs are concerned, and that's over Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift and Jonathan Taylor. Lot of weird matchup. Joe Mixon is going against the Ravens, so that's the defense there. So, all that being said, Dave just disappeared. We are going to get to our weeks. Tim didn't like that. Must have been. I'm
being handed
some
pumpkin,
cowboy stuff.
Pumpkin munchkins
something.
and maple bacon. Just give me regular bacon.
Maple munchkins. Bacon, yes. Maple bacon is a score.
Nah, it's from Dunkin' Donuts.
What that croissant that the maple bacon croissant is phenomenal.
My son just came in with all this. I'm like, just give me my regular crap. Don't give me this maple bacon pumpkin bullshit.
We should do that. We should do Dave following your footsteps. Maybe we should do a breakfast sandwich edition.
Ooh.
I'll win. I'll win. You know why I'll win? I'll go right to the bodega and get the bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bacon and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
I win. Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. I win.
With maple bacon.
So good.
All right. Let's get into week 7 in the NFL. I can't believe we're about to be 2 months into the season. This happens every year. We're waiting for football, and then boom, we're 2 months in almost.
It's depressing.
Thursday night game. This line has moved. Baker Mayfield is out. Case Keenum is going to be your starting quarterback for the Browns. So if anybody on this staff has picked the Browns before that news was me too. Before that news was announced, then by all means you can change it live on the show. But the spread was once 3.5. It's now 1.5, which means that to Vegas, Baker Mayfield is only worth 1.5 to 2 points.
That's because he has a torn labrum. It's not just because it's Baker. He has an injury.
Well, yeah, but they are now basing this line off of Case Keenum and not Baker Mayfield. So if the line only moved, and this happened with Tua a few weeks back when he was out and Brissett went in, the line moved closer to the Dolphins. So I'm not saying I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, but I'm not going to say that Case Keenum is his equal or anything like that. But with the combination of him being out, 2 running backs being out, that's a 1.5 point spread now. I will potentially change my pick. By the way, anybody out there, Raul, why don't we just let Raul pick against Dave this week? We'll do the 4 of us as always. But if Raul can beat Dave this week, he shall win a Lamar Jackson Funko Pop. Could be the MVP this year.
Autographed by me.
Yes. All right, so that done. Let's make that happen, Raul. All right, so First game, Timmy, Broncos at the Browns. Cleveland's a 1.5-point favorite. Who you got in this one?
This is still a hard game because the Broncos just completely suck.
Yeah.
Um,
But the Browns have no bye.
it's still a hard game. I don't care what anybody says. But I am going to go Broncos. I think the morale in Cleveland is officially doo-doo brown. So, Broncos.
Definitely between Baker and Beckham. There's almost no chemistry there at all. Dave, who you got in this one, knowing that your rival has the Broncos?
So, normally I would pick the Browns, just because there's a chance that Jarvis might come back this week. However, there's a big chance Odell doesn't play this week. So, it's like, Jesus,
Fragile.
man. I'm going to go Broncos. I'm changing my pick.
Going with the Broncos. All right, so wait, I got to make a slot here for Raul. Yeah. So Raul's going with the Broncos. All right, this is exciting. This is interesting. I'm going with the Broncos too. I hate the Browns, but I have picked the Browns this year. I think maybe once or twice, but they're just decimated. I mean, if they pull this one out, even though it's not against a great opponent. If they pull this out, that's
I think
get back over 500.
It'd be a defensive win, if anything. The Broncos would have to be that bad.
Guys, glaring bet here: the under. I don't know what it is, but take the under. These two teams are not scoring points. Oh my God! And it's a Thursday night game. Lord help us all. Stay awake. All right. Next up here we have the Carolina Panthers heading to the New York Football Giants. The Panthers are a 3-point favorite. The Giants have scored 31 or more points in each of the last two games against Carolina and lost both games. I'll start with this one. I don't see a way for I see a way for the Giants to win this game. Let me rephrase. I just don't think that they are going to do it. I can't see it. I'm going with the Panthers. Timmy?
Yeah, Chumbawamba will run all over us, and that'll be the end of it. So
Chubba Hubbard.
Chuba Hooba, Chumbawamba, whatever the fuck his name is. He gets knocked down, but he gets up again. That's it.
Dave. So Raul went Panthers. Oh, man, I want to go Panthers because I don't want to go for the Giants at all this year anymore. I just feel like this is that game that it's that New Orleans Saints game where these idiots decide to play like superstars and win the game.
It's Marvel Day at Giant Stadium too.
Yes. Beautiful looking helmets, by the way. That might be the best part of the game. Come Sunday.
Well, the last two times when there was a special day, haven't they lost?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. If I was the Panthers, I'd come in fucking dressed as Thanos and just snap my fingers. That'd be the end of it.
But let me ask Tim: can you envision a scenario in which the Giants blow out the Panthers?
No. Blowout? No. No,
I can see it. Out. I can see them with I can see Sammy getting all anxious, being back in that building. I could see the Giants making enough noise on defense for the ghosts to come out.
It's not the same building. It's blue, not green. It's not the same building. It's all the whole.
Tercio, get out of here. Tercio, don't start with me. Panthers blow out the Giants.
I don't think it's going to be a Panthers blowout. I'll just say that.
So, but you are going with the Panthers?
Yeah.
It's hurting deep down inside. It's hurting.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to think with my head, especially since I'm in first place and I don't want to give that up.
So yes, see, that's true. You fighting for first place around here. Next up, what an exciting game. Man, these first three games are like chart-topping hits, man. I can't wait to watch these games. The Jets head to New England to play the Patriots. The Patriots are a 7-point favorite. This is the only team that they would be a 7-point. Well, I guess the Giants, I guess, maybe. I am going with the New England Patriots here in this one. Even though they're like 29th in the league in offense, but it's the Jets. But then the Jets are like 14th in the league in defense, so they're not awful in that area. But I'm still going with the Patriots here. Timmy.
Patriots 62-0. Just for Terzio.
Yeah.
No, I like the Patriots. I like the Patriots to win this game. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a close game though. But I think the Patriots are going to win at home.
I'm going Patriots as well, but I think they're gonna win by like 14.
So you heard it here first. Terzio says 54-7.
Oh, so that's better than 63-0. All right, yeah, you're right. It is better.
It's a moral victory. You get that those points in there.
You got that
You never want to get shut out.
Touchdown.
All right. Next up, interesting game now. Chiefs heading to Tennessee to play the Titans. Kansas City's a 5.5-point favorite here, but I ask you, the beast that is back there, King Henry, who is just reeled off like 5 straight games of like 140, 50, 180 yards, rushing 200 yards from scrimmage, all these touchdowns, and if he can do that against a strong Buffalo Bills defense, what can he do against the Chiefs defense? And I say that, and he'll get shut down like 30 yards, no touchdowns. But so this is a tough one, and we'll start with Dave on this one.
I'm gonna go the Kansas City Chiefs. The Titans are good. If Derrick Henry's on fire, yeah, that's gonna be a hard game to fight. But I'm still gonna go Chiefs.
Do you guys think that based off of their decision to rest and not even travel with the team, Julio Jones and AJ Brown to the Jets, even though they lost that game, those two seem to be getting more healthy. Brown yesterday went off finally. If you haven't been fantasy, you've been waiting for that. So now it's you got Tannehill back there, just back there to be mistake free basically and hand the ball off to this beast. But then you're also getting maybe Brown is right now. Maybe their receivers are about to get right, and maybe they are about to put up a whole shit ton of points against the Chiefs.
But the defense is also a problem there.
These
That's
two
why
defense.
They could put up a ton of points, but
this might be a 48-45 game. this game here, Timmy. Oh, we got our first. Did we? Yes, he did. Raul's going to Titans. I had a Terzio went KC 28-14. I got that in my mind. All right, so this is our first little head bump in here between Raul and Dave. Timmy, who you got in this one? Tough.
This is hard. This is where the jinx will come into play.
Yeah,
So I don't know how to pick this game. I just got done bashing the Chiefs.
Oh, wait. Just while you're thinking, Derrick Henry at 783 rushing yards this season. He has more rushing yards than 26 NFL teams.
Yikes.
26, and his yards after carry is like 500 yards after carry, after contact. That's more than some teams.
Can they keep up with the Chiefs though? That's the whole point. Like I think neither team has a defense.
Yeah.
But when it comes 100%. Down to scoring 40, 50, 60 points, can the Titans score that much? Oh my God, I don't know. This is a rough one, man. As much as I don't want to agree with Terzio on anything,
if they hadn't have beaten the Bills, I don't know that I would be so back and forth on this.
No, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
This is gonna be it, right? This is the curse, right?
Chiefs, baby.
Yes, that's it.
I'm creeping.
You're done.
I'm creeping.
Oh man! All right. So this is of everybody who sent in their pick so far. This is This is the split. This is the one that's kind of split right down the middle. I know that the Chiefs are a 5.5-point favorite. Go the other way if Tim picks. Terzio knows the jinx.
Only if the Titans.
Yeah, he knows the jinx.
I'm defending champion at the moment, just so you know that.
Yes, he did. Last year it was like Timmy. I was like 3 games out to finish, and then there was everybody else, and that's why we're excited. The competition has stepped up this year. Maybe I'll take some of Dave's picks to Vegas with me. But I've got this feeling that the Titans can pull this out. I have when it comes to keeping up with them.
I agree.
I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Ooh, damn.
That's it. Those are scary words that I just said. Very, very scary. Very scary words.
Tim, you sure you don't want to change your pick?
No.
Who did Eric? Eric went. Oh, Eric went with the Chiefs.
Oh God. Oh.
All right, let's move on to our next game, which is the Washington football team headed to Green Bay to play the Packers. The renowned Washington football team defense coming into the season has allowed 31 points per game, which is the worst in the NFL. There goes Dave again. He's gone.
He's mad.
He gasped. He audibly gasped, and then he was gone. He was like, gone. So maybe he's running from Raul. There he goes.
Sorry, I keep knocking my mic connection off. So then when I connect it again, I can hear you guys. So I'll go out and come back in.
We thought you were running from Raul.
So did Eric pick the Panthers or the Giants?
Eric picked the Giants.
Okay, all right.
Which is good news for us, right?
Yeah.
Good news for the Giants fans out there. This is an easy one for me. I'm going with the Packers here. No doubt in my mind. Don't try and convince me of Heineke, beating the Packers here. Packers have won 5 straight games since that debacle against the Saints. Dave, who you got in this one?
Oh yeah, I got Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
The pack
discount double check. I don't know about this 8.5. I don't know if I would take that though.
That's come down. It was 9.5. It was 9.5 yesterday. But how smooth was that discount double check sliding into the the corner, and that's where he did the I bleeping on you after all these years. I still bleep it on you. Raul goes with the Packers here. So Timmy, who you got in this one?
The Packers of Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't see any scenario in which the Packers don't. The Packers are going to beat that 31 points. I think.
Don't say that. You said there's no scenario the Titans beat the Bills.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think I'm going to take a week off from betting this. Well, although I did put some money on. I did a 2. So this is when you become a real degenerate gambler, when you parlay different sports. So I parlayed the Dodgers with the Knicks, just money line tonight. I did put $10. I text Kyle this yesterday. I put $10 on the Dodgers to come back and win the game in the top of the 8th inning yesterday, when they were down 5-2. All Dodgers fans should be thanking me right now. And that was 4.5 to 1 odds. I put a quick $10 down, made 45. All right, next up, just a fantastic game.
I think we're gonna have to have a meeting one day with the boss. One of those meetings. One of those meetings.
Yeah. I'll come with the banner. Don't worry. I'll get the banner.
When he starts saying I parlayed for some team in Spain with the junior high school down the block, and I got this, then we're gonna have a problem.
I don't even talk about college football, college basketball. All right, Falcons at the Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a loss in London to Jacksonville. What did the Falcons do last week? Did the Falcons even play last week?
They were on bye.
They were on bye. Okay, so the first, they were guaranteed no loss. Both teams rank bottom 5 in scoring defense this season. So does it scoring takeaways, pick six, and whatnot. So that neither of these two teams do that very well. Timmy, we'll start off with you on this one. What did I say? Falcons are a 2.5-point favorite here.
I am going with the Dirty Birds after the nice week off. I also think Pitts is going to start running wild after his last good game. So I like, and I'm sorry, the Dolphins are just a goddamn mess. They are. So I'm going with the Falcons.
Talk about expectations. What was that movie? Expectations versus reality. It's 500 Days of Summer. Expectations, reality. You know, and it's the same for a bunch of these. You know, the Washington defense, the Dolphins as a whole. We're supposed to battle it out with Buffalo for first place in that division, and they're 1-5. Dave, who you got in this one?
Ooh, I originally
This is a tough one on the opposite end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah. I originally had picked the Dolphins, but I just see Raul pick the Dolphins, so I want to make this interesting. I'll go Falcons.
That
Yes.
does make it interesting. That's two of them now. This is going to be very, very interesting. We're going to track this very closely on Sunday to see if I'll be sending this up to New York for Raul. I'm going with the Falcons here. Also, Raul went with the Dolphins. Obviously, Timmy, you went with the Dirty Birds as well. So that's a clean Craplana sweep. The Bengals, the moments away from being 6-0, Bengals head into Baltimore to play Lamar Jackson, who is 5-0 against the Bengals in his career. We'll start with you, Dave, on this one.
I'm going to go with this. At the beginning of the year, we didn't know what the running game was going to be, and now it's just a bunch of old guys running on everybody.
And they're all scoring touchdowns.
Exactly. Poor Lamar Jackson isn't getting any fantasy points from anybody because all he's doing is handing the ball off to these guys. I'm going to go Baltimore on this one.
Baltimore. Timmy.
Yeah, I think the Bengals Cinderella story ends this week. I kind of like Baltimore to win this one.
Yeah, I have Baltimore also. I think they're the better overall team. Defense is better, I think. We've said a lot of things this year, and the opposite shit happens. Raul, let us know who you got in here, Bengals and the Ravens, so we can mark that down. Moving right along here, one of, if not the biggest spread of the week. You guys let me know what you think. The Lions head to Los Angeles. The Rams are a 15.5-point favorite here. It's Goff versus Stafford. Goff has looked god-awful this year. Poor guy. Poor Lions. But congratulations to Stafford for getting the hell out of there. 15.5-point favorite. Is anybody taking the Lions here? The internet will crash. Life will cease to exist.
And I'm going to play it. And I'm going to play Ramalama Ding Dong for the Rams. That's it.
That's a clean sweep. Not all of our picks are in yet, but I'm assuming that we're going to have a clean sweep there. Will they cover?
Yes.
With the Lions going for it on 4th and whatever from their own 25-yard line,
Yes.
the Rams might triple this.
I think they're going to cover. Unless they pull the old, let's pull the guys out in the fourth quarter so the JV can play thing. But yeah, I think they're going to cover even.
I think there are some JV teams that can beat this Detroit Lion team, so that'd be interesting. Next up, nemesis in the NFC East. The Eagles head to play the Raiders. Raiders are a 3-point favorite here. I think that's just about right. And I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna say that they're gonna continue this trend. They're 4-2. They were playing pretty loosely out there. We talked about a couple weeks ago how that must have been. What happened?
No, I was seeing a trade offer that in some other league, and I was just like, wow, that was a joke.
Oh, that happens a lot too. You see these trades going by like, what? All right, so they were playing very uninspired football a couple weeks ago. Then the hammer dropped on the dumbass that used to coach that team. And I think they're going to continue on. The Eagles have won 3 of the last 4 games against the Raiders, but it's a different feel this year. Raul's going with the Vegas Raiders. But this is intriguing TV here, so we'll start with Tim. Who you got in this one?
I bet against them last week, thinking they were going to be all distracted and shit, but they shoved it down my throat.
Did
So
the same
this week,
thing.
I am going to take the Raiders because maybe this dude was the problem. Not that, and now that he's gone, hey, maybe that's what it's going to be. Maybe the last 2 losses of theirs were because of this idiot and all his decision making. So I'm going to go with the Raiders this week. Clear consciences, they're ready to win.
Yeah. I didn't realize that Raul went with the Bengals. So that's another one.
Yeah.
Now it's getting interesting.
Brian
All
Hum
right.
sucks.
Brian Hum does suck. 1,000%. All right, so who you got here?
I'm
You
going
gonna make
Raiders.
things even more interesting. Don't get cute. Remember what we said earlier? Don't get too
No,
cute here.
not getting cute here. Definitely Raiders. I'm actually surprised you're picking the Raiders since I feel like they've screwed up a couple of your parlays.
They did that. I forget who they beat the first week or two.
It was week 1. I think it was the Ravens, and then it was the Steelers game. I think no.
Yeah, it was the Steelers. I was pissed at the Steelers. Still am. Screw you, Ben. All right. Next up, this is the largest spread of the week, rightfully so. Houston heads to Arizona. Arizona's a 17.5-point favorite here. I have no doubt in my mind that they can pull this out. Their offense is just insane. They're scoring 32.3 points per game. It's the most since 1948. 1948. And they're going to slow down against the Texans? I don't think so. And anybody here picking the Texans?
Nope.
Do you know who picked the Texans?
No,
Eric.
don't say it.
Eric.
Stop it.
He went with the Texans. He's going with the upset.
That's 2
Upset
weeks in a
City.
row. What he realizes he doesn't get 2 or 3 points for upsets, right?
Yeah, there's no point system here. Oh man.
Oh,
hey,
man.
Hey, if he hits this, then you got to start going to Vegas with some of his picks.
He's probably
a nice little
bank.
payday.
He's trying to bank on when the Cardinals are gonna lose. Now that he's like, they're not gonna go undefeated, so I'm gonna get one of these right
Every week. Like even if they sat half of their weapons, 75% of their weapons, they still win this game, and they might still cover.
True.
All right. The Bears, in what is the 3rd largest spread of the week. The Bears head to Tampa. Let's go Bucks. Screw you, Bears. That's a saying for us for the remainder of the year. Screw you, Bears. 12.5-point favorite. We're all going to go with the Bucks. I'm going to safely assume that. But, Dave, are they covering?
God, I thought they would have covered. Well, I thought they would have done better against the Eagles, but I feel like they give it up at the end. So I don't think they
that's
cover.
the covering. See, and it was 6 points. All right, so Raul goes with the Bucks. Everybody goes with the Bucks on that one. These next two are going to be interesting. The Colts head to San Francisco to play the 49ers. The 49ers are a 4-point favorite. I will say that that quarterback for the Colts has been looking better. It looks to be getting healthier, which take advantage of that because you don't know how long that's gonna last. Garoppolo is looking as if he will play this week. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative for you guys, but Colts head into San Francisco. 49ers a 4-point favorite here. Dave, who you got in this one?
I'm going, and I don't like him, but I am going to go with the rejuvenated Colts on this one. They
Yeah, Ty with
Ty
150
back.
yards receiving.
got nice little weapons. The defense is playing well, so I'm going Colts on this one.
All right, Timmy.
I, too, shall pick the Colts from Indianapolis.
Let's see who Raul's going to go with. He goes with the 49ers. There it is. That's setting stuff up here. I like it. I'm going with the Colts. I think they've got nice momentum on their side. I think Jonathan Taylor has come alive finally. One of my fantasy leagues. But he's finally started to come alive. Ty, he's back off the injury. I know he tweaked something last week, but he seems to be okay. And just, I mean, that offense is clicking at right now. The offense is clicking. But we'll see. That's the Sunday night game of the week. That was pretty split too. 49ers and Colts kind of like right down the middle. And then we had to the Monday night game. The Saints had to Seattle to play the Seahawks, and the Saints are a 5.5 point favorite here as they head into Seattle. Obviously, this is Geno Smith we're talking about, and not Russell Wilson. They also might not have any running backs healthy. Carson? He's still dealing with the neck situation. Collins played well. Now he might not play. So it's looking rough for the Seahawks this year. And again, by the way, talk has already started. Oh, is he going to request a trade at the end of this year? It feels like every year now with him that there's a potential trade on the horizon, and now they're starting to align this is the last year that the Giants are gonna give to DeAndre Jones, make or break. Do they bring in Russell Wilson next year?
Yes.
That talk has already started.
Yes.
I mean, it's already, yeah.
Yes. 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 And yes.
Yes. Dave, we'll start with Tim on this one. I pulled a Keith. Keith does that to me all the time. I picked the Saints to lose.
I told you 2 weeks ago I will never pick Geno Smith, ever.
You can't do it.
I will never pick him, so I am going with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm all about the Saints this week. Dave?
Yep, all about that Who Dat Nation.
Who dat? All right, Raul went with the Saints also. So let's just break down
who better.
You guys here. So again, for those of you joining, you guys watching later on, Dave and Raul. Dave is in first place in our picks for the year. So Raul, if he can beat Dave this week, he gets this wonderful Lamar Jackson Funko Pop. Dave has the Broncos. Raul has the Broncos. Panthers, Patriots, Chiefs for Dave, Titans for Raul. That's one difference. Packers are the same. Falcons for Dave, Dolphins for Raul, Ravens for Dave, Bengals for Raul. Secretly rooting for Raul this week because I need to catch up in the standings too. Let me see any other differences. Colts and the 49ers. You have the Colts. Raul with the 49ers. So that's the setup as we head into Week 7, and we'll see if Raul can win this one. Seattle has a much different record than the New York Football Giants on Monday Night Football. They are 11-2 under Pete Carroll on Monday Night Football. By the way, we when I say we on this show, I'm a Giants fan. So are my co-hosts here. But we will be playing the Chiefs on Monday night in a couple weeks, and that'll be interesting. Maybe Daniel Jones will have his first 500-yard passing game. I
think I'm going to take 3 cups of NyQuil about 8 o'clock that night. just wake up the next day and be like, whatever happened. I don't know.
Wake up on Wednesday, and that's what happened.
If it wasn't for the We Stomped You Out show, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm not watching these games for the rest of the year. I'm done. I can't do it.
It's rough, and you know what? I read some stories online, and people are like, I used to be heavily involved in this because one guy was like, I'm 45. This stresses me out. Why am I wasting 3 hours every week? I could be spending time with my family. I could be doing the lawn. I can be fixing, the stair. He just mentioned all these activities for spending time with your family that are just not things that you want to do. And he'd rather be doing that than watching the Giants. But that's just the way it is this year.
By the way, I don't know if it hit down there, but up here they're talking already about Evan Ingram to either the Bills or the Colts. Those are the rumors.
Maybe he could actually freaking catch the ball.
Knox
just got hurt.
Oh, he did.
He broke his hand.
So Ingram to the Bills or to the Colts?
He kind of knew it immediately.
That's something else I don't understand. We drafted Ingram so high. For what?
Yep.
For freaking what? We could have.
Nothing.
I think that was the year that we could have had Dalvin Cook.
Oh, don't say that. Don't,
I
There's a
think
lot
that was.
of
don't
I think
depress
that
me
was
even more.
that he went in the second round, and I was like, why? Why?
It's depressing, but that is the rumor. So when we get our big 7th rounder for him, awesome.
imagine that.
He'll go.
Gardner,
He'll go.
Gardner
He'll,
Minshew gets a 6th.
he'll go win a goddamn Super Bowl. He'll win a goddamn Super Bowl somewhere.
He will, and he'll drop the ring when they give it to him.
No, we should put that clause in there. Yeah, okay, you give us a 7th round for him, but if you win the Super Bowl with him, we want a 1st rounder. How about that?
A first rounder 2 years after your Super Bowl victory.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Drop that down a little bit. But screw you, Buffalo. Not screw you, Buffalo. I'm sorry. Screw you, Chicago. I'm trying to talk about draft assets here. Get out of here, the Bears. I will be rooting for Brady this week. With all that being said, we've kind of come to the end of the road here. Dave, welcome back. It's a lot of fun having you here. So let's keep on doing this. And
Absolutely.
you have some pressure on you this week, my friend.
I know. Again, it's been rough. 6 weeks of being in first place. Good luck to you.
There it
Two
is.
roll. Let's see. I'm gonna be definitely watching. Well, tomorrow, not so much, but definitely
Yeah, I
Sunday.
don't know about tomorrow. Yeah. You guys pick the same team tomorrow, so let's not waste our time on that game tomorrow. But Monday night, the Mannings are back, baby. I've been missing that
Thank God.
every week. I can't even watch I can't watch it anymore. I gotta have Peyton and Eli. The
Yes.
hips don't lie, baby. Just like Shakira.
Just like Shakira.
What a great idea that was to do, and it's coming out fantastic. All right, yeah, go ahead. Melo.
Do you know how if the ratings are beating like the normal Monday Night Football ratings?
I don't know if they're beating them. I do know that in week 1, the first episode got 800,000 viewers.
Yeah, it was big the first one.
And they were talking about that's even low because not everybody has ESPN2 and this and that and whatnot, and plus the ESPN Plus numbers weren't in there either. But it's great.
And
Eli,
they're
it's
still doing
elite.
the Nickelodeon one too, right?
I haven't seen
with the slime and all that shit.
I saw a commercial for it, but I don't know when they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
I thought they were doing it.
that was a lot of fun too.
I'm not gonna lie, I
That was-
enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
Except for the whole. To get a first down, you have to get 5. Like, oh, no, I don't want to hear that. Just show me the slime and all that kind of crap, and that's not so fun.
And they're explaining it just like I try to explain to people that don't know anything about football. You get 4 chances to get to 10 yards. If you don't make it, you have a decision. You can either try that 4th one or kick it away. And that was me explaining to my wife why I lost that parlay. I said they should kick the ball. It's 4th and 1, 22 seconds left. Kick the ball. You have your whole overtime. And instead, I even acted it out. I said the feet just slipped out from beneath him, fell straight down, and there went my money.
and she hates football, so I bet she didn't care.
She hates football, but to in her defense, she pretends to care, and that's all I need. But when they ran that play, I was pissed either way. I didn't want them to do it either way. I didn't want him to get it because then there's 4 chances for him to get the passing touchdown, and maybe it wasn't Diggs. So maybe I was just like double dipping too much there. Trying to get the fantasy aspect of it into. Anyway, I'm being greedy.
Speaking of fantasy, Derrick Henry almost screwed me over this week. 48.6 points in our league, and I won by less than a point.
Who has him?
I don't know whose team this is.
No, I had a sweat too.
Esteban.
Okay, that's Rodriguez from the Put in the Book show.
Yeah, I was winning by like a good amount, and Derrick Henry goes and scores 48.6 points, and I only won by less than a point. Or a point 0.12.
I was close too. I was going against Joe. He had Josh
Yeah,
Allen, only player
1.3.
left, and I had Knox.
Oh,
Who else did I have? The running back. Who was it?
Moss.
Moss.
Moss or
And I had
Singletary.
Beasley, but we knew what Beasley was. He was on the bench. So every time Josh Allen threw a pass to someone not named Knox, I'm like going, no, throw it to fucking Knox. at least to cancel it out. No, but it was close, but I won, so I'm happy.
Why couldn't you put up 126 points against me? Dave, they went off of me. Like, he put up 240 points on me last week. What am I supposed to do with that?
Ouch, that's
Shit.
been me getting dogged the last like 3 weeks in a row up until this week.
We have a
Devil.
fantasy question, yeah.
Yeah, let's bring that up there. Should I trade Antonio Gibson for James Robinson?
Yes.
James Robinson is the
Absolutely.
guy to have in that offense, and Antonio Gibson with the back and forth, and I'm out there, and he's got other guys out there, and
he's hurt.
from a pass catching. You're right. Yeah, he was in and out of the game on Sunday. I think rest of the season, I think it's Robinson is the clear cut winner here. I don't know what you're trading with Gibson, but unless it's outlandish. An outlandish combination, do it.
Yep.
Do
No
it.
questions asked.
Do it.
And then in our league last week, a lot of close games. Tim, you won by less than 2 points. Mello, you won by 1.3, which that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, and now you guys are both 3-3. Oh man, Ed let it happen. Ed. We talked about this, and he lost. He gave Stugat's Army, gave Kyle his first victory, 1-5, and that was a less than a 3-point game, 191. Well, I guess he got his breakout. He had C.D. Lamb with 41, Diggs 24, Rogers 28. The East Rising one. The biggest
Kyle's
the
got
biggest
Kool-Aid
thing.
out. He's drinking that
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah. The biggest defeat was Brian Hump sucks losing by 20, and that was it. I thought Burt was going to have a run in him, but I was able to squeak that out by 10 or so points. This week, who we got this week? Let's see the matchups this week.
It's me and you, boss.
You baby, it's like Hogan. You. And of course, my team name is WrestleMania, but the namesake is on
I got
injured reserve.
I got Eddie this week. Jordan
Yes,
Schlong
you do.
on my 2-game win streak with no receivers because everyone's on fucking bye this week.
Yes.
I have to do some real slick finagling come Sunday morning, or I'm not going to be able to win anything.
Yeah. So you and Ed both 3-3. Stugat's Army against Burt. Burt's 4-2. Kyle's 1-5. This is a matchup to watch. Brian Hump sucks versus Rodriguez. Philly versus New York there. They're 3-3 for Rodriguez, 2-4 for Brian Hump sucks. I'm 4-2. You, my friend, are 3-3. About to go 3-4.
The way my guys have been playing, yeah, I would not be surprised.
Well, I mean,
Ridley was hurt.
Auto drafter. Who was
Were
the other
you
auto
were-
drafter? Who was the other?
you were
auto
full blown auto draft, Dave?
No. I was drafting
not
from
him.
Disney World.
No, that was Rodriguez.
drafter?
Rodriguez
He
went auto
was the
draft.
only. He was the only one, right?
Yeah, yep. I think so.
You guys had me in line at the what is it, the rock and roller coaster drafting. They're like, oh crap, who's left?
As you're going down the loop.
By the way,
Tyreek Hill.
completely out of nowhere, Metallica should take over that ride because the contract is up with Aerosmith.
Yeah,
it's not
they
Aerosmith
they
anymore.
covered the what is it, the guitar now.
Yeah, I think it should be Metallica to take over. That'd
I
be
haven't
pretty
I haven't
awesome.
been at Disney in forever
Yeah,
because
so
I
long
refuse to go
Aerosmith.
with a little kid. I can't do it.
Aerosmith lost their contract, and it's now up for grabs. I say you throw Metallica in there. I think it'd be pretty awesome.
Is Metallica Disney?
Who cares?
Appropriate.
It's
Disney
a rock and
friendly.
roller
Disney
coaster.
cares.
It's a rock and roller coaster. Listen, Metallica is very wholesome. They're old men now. They're old. I understand back in 1985, that's one thing. They're all wholesome now. They're all old men and doing stuff for charity, and they're on all the Disney stuff. Come on, they can do it. They're all good. Metallica rock and roller coaster.
the kids have to be at least 5 to go to Disney now, because just because of the parking situation. You got to take the tram. I got to do this, and then I had 1 year with my son, and I think it was 3 or 4, and it's the end of the night, so I got the kid here, I got the stroller here, my wife's carrying a couple things, and this guy that is kind of trying to sneak up in the line, he just takes off to the tram when it gets there. And I was like, whoa. And his girlfriend was like, babe, no. They got kids. He's carrying a kid and a stroller. What? He had nothing in his hand, and he just steps off like he's just going to get on. And I said, now's not the time. I got my kid here, but I'm getting on that first. And the girlfriend was... The girlfriend was like, babe.
On his lap. I would have put the stroller on that guy's lap. So you hold my fucking stroller now.
I couldn't believe it. And since then, I'm like, I don't want to go down and deal with all that shit at the end of a night at Disney World.
It can be rough.
Right. It is. I mean, it's much better without a little one, which kind of defeats the purpose. But as they get a little bit older, like I would go with my 10-year-old son, no problem now, and he'll enjoy it, and because he can walk, and I don't have to carry him anywhere. All right, so that'll wrap it up for us today. Devil, if you're still watching, let us know if that trade gets through and what the full context of it was. But let's close this bad boy out. Timmy, any closing remarks for the fans out there?
I'm creeping. That's what I'm saying. I'm creeping back up to that first place spot. Creeping. And watch We Stop Talk tomorrow, because I have a lot to say about the New York Giants tomorrow. A lot. Some of it is going to shock you. Shock you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. I wish I could play the music. It's going to shock you tomorrow. So, stay tuned.
All right. Dave, any closing remarks?
Just good to be back.
It is good to have you back.
And good to be in first place, baby.
That's not so good.
You missed your new nickname, by the way.
Oh, God. What is it?
I was calling you AM PM because sometimes, you set your alarm. I was like, where's AM PM? You know where he is. He's sleeping because it's on AM.
That's happened to me so many times. It actually happened to me the other night. I was putting my alarm for 7 to wake up for work. I put it for 7 p.m. And the only reason I woke up literally like 10 minutes before I had to log into work, and I was like, holy shoot. I got my computer out real quick, and I was like, shit, I can't even shower. I literally have to just log in.
There are the benefits of working from home.
Yes.
The commute is fantastic.
AM PM, that's it.
All right. Yeah, for the rest of you out there, there's a few contests up there right now on Pop Culture Pros. Yes.
Ooh, I got one something I want to say now.
Yeah.
So if I win this week, I want an incentive.
And Mrs. Sacco, what's the incentive, Dave? We'll decide your fate.
So I mean, there's a movie I think coming out, like December, that I would love to, get that press screener for, since I.
Oh.
Wait, you got cut out. I can't hear you anymore. He'll be right back. Go ahead. I know where he's going with this. Where he's going with it.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's talking Spidey.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
He's back.
I'm trying to make my comeback, in the press screeners, but, Bert always beats me to them. So, I wouldn't mind making that one, my comeback.
I feel like we have to. That's got to be like a pay-per-view type situation, and it's got to be down to you and Bert, and we'll figure something out. But not just 1 week's worth. Maybe it's whoever's in first place when the screening is announced.
Okay.
Or whoever's higher in the standings, and you're currently 3 games ahead of him.
Whew. All right. That is a lot of pressure.
And yesterday we were calling Bert. We told Bert he betrayed us for free screenings because he doesn't come on Just Too Sweet anymore. He left us for free screening. That son of a bitch.
Hey, he's been killing it out there.
He doesn't know what bros before hoes means. Come on, that's not.
I will say though that when he texted me and he asked me what days screenings are, And if it's on a Tuesday, he'll be like, "Ah, oh, damn, just too sweet," and then he'll get back to me saying, "Okay, I'll do it." Because, I mean, we need the reviews.
Hey,
And
no, I get it.
Mello gets back in the game, then we get some options down here.
Hey, I'll give you a review.
I know,
but it'll be about 10 sentences. Like wow, that fucking sucked. Save your money.
Suck balls. Suck balls.
I'm the everyman reviewer. I just get right to the point.
Yes. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I started a website back, 10 years ago, is because I got tired of seeing a movie that I liked at 32% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, and a movie that I hated be like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it was the most boring shit ever. And I can't, I'm not that guy. So from a critic perspective, some of those that get nominated for an Oscar, I'm like, hell no. I didn't want to see it. I didn't see it because I don't want to see shit. I don't want to fall asleep while I'm at the theater.
Exactly. You want to go in and watch a good Adam Sandler movie, even though it gets like 20%.
Exactly.
I don't know if we're gonna go that far. No, but if you take things too serious, maybe that's what's wrong with the world today. They don't enjoy. And I'm guilty of that too. I don't enjoy Adam Sandler the way I used to because it's so corny. But if you just really sit back and think about it, maybe that's what the world needs. Maybe the world needs some more Adam Sandler, some more corniness out there, so there's more fun and laughter and better New York Giants football.
While I appreciate it, I don't give a shit about the cinematography. I don't care about was it a good movie? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Yes, was it fun? Did it make me laugh? Did it take me out of my sucky life for a few hours? That's all I care about. I don't care about the fucking score, the cinematography, and the costumes. Whatever. Give me an Adam Sandler movie any day over these last couple Oscar winners.
See, but Suicide Squad won an Oscar for that. The world's upside down. All right, so that will do it for us this week. Again, check out popculturepros.com. Some contests out there for Boston and Hartford and all over South Florida, and there's a couple out there for Texas. So wherever you are, there's some virtual stuff out there also. So there's something for everybody. If you're not ready to go back into the theater, I went to the theater for the first time since the pandemic last week. I saw Venom. And it wasn't that I was avoiding going because of the pandemic. I was fine to go there. It just wasn't happening. I haven't gone to a press screening. That's what Birds is for recently. But I haven't gotten back into it just because of life. But there was only like 7 people in the movie theater. Had a great time with my son. Just go back to the theater if you're on teetering on the fence there. Just do it. It's fun. We've enjoyed it all these years. It's an event. Get out of the house and do it. Just do it.
Do it.
All right, now that will do it for us. We'll keep you updated on the Pop Culture Pros group. I apologize for broadcasting this to the Put in the Book Show fan page, but we got that all shared out. And let's have some fun. Not tomorrow. We're not going to have fun watching that game tomorrow, but let's have some fun on Sunday watching football. And until next week, peace out, everybody. Let's go, Raul.